Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is my show for today. The show is about creativity, being creative. What I mean by that is, a lot of people don't realize that creativity is something that we have to realize is very, very, very much understanding. Creativity is something that we have to realize, you understand me, that is in each and every one of us. We have to find what our creativity is, and by doing that is you be active in exploring, doing things that expand your creativity. Which I mean by that is, what you do is paint, you draw, you write. You might be writing, be a poet, see if you can match words and make things sound good. Write poetic things. Play an instrument. You know what I'm saying? You might be an instrument, might be something that you might be interested in. Try playing different instruments. Things like that expand your creativity. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun, and you'll find something in that area that you love. Painting. A lot of people like painting. Art. Art is very, very, very creative. People do it for a hobby, but people be so good that they can sell their paintings. And this is something that you do that's good for your health. Being creative is good for your health because you find something that you love, that you have a passion for, and you do it even if it's not as a career. You do it as a hobby, and it gives you a purpose, you understand me, in life where you feel good about doing something, you know what I mean? And it makes you a better person, you see. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I want to give a shout out to Matt, you know what I mean, which is, he's helping my queen on some things. And I just want to give him a shout out. He's a very intelligent, smart brother. And he's going to be on the show one day to speak on health because he's really smart on health and vegan and eating vegan eating, which I don't know much about, but he will come and speak on that in the future. And I want to give a shout out to my queen, Beverly. You know what I mean? And extemporaneously, I do my shows, you know what I mean? I do shows, I'm a commentator, but extemporaneously, I manage to flow, you understand me, with creativity, and extemporaneously I do shows because I do not rehearse. I do not rehearse my shows. My shows are live and extemporaneously performed, you see. So I want to let everybody know that because I don't have a script, I don't write nothing down. I just come off the tip of my head extemporaneously. So I want you to know that, you understand me. And getting back to creativity, you have to realize, you understand me, that to be creative, you know what I mean, is something that is in each and every one of us. It's up to us to practice and to find that. Like you do this when you're a kid, when you're young, when you go to school. They have you do crayons, they have you do blocks, they have you do different things to find out where your interests and where your creative talents can be derived. They derive when you're at an early age. You know what I mean? That's why when your parents send you to school for ballet, or when they send you to school for art and all these different things, go to all these schools, learn all you can on different levels just to see if you are interested in it. And it would spawn and it would create in you a talent that you may not know you had, a hidden talent that would become something that would be considered being creative. Because we have to realize creativity is a positive thing to do and to be. A lot of people don't think about being creative. You go to work, you stick to going to work, coming home, looking at TV. You live a life where you don't do anything active or being toward creating something. You could create outdoors, you can do a lot of different things. You know what I mean? People that hike and people that do all these type of things don't realize that when they, go to these places and see panoramic views, pictures, some people use their talents and their creativity to do poetry. They do paintings. They take pictures. It's very creative to take certain pictures and photos that you take that are risk-taking, that on the top of a mountain or something. All this is contributing to being creative. You know what I mean? Some people happen to be fortunate enough to have creativity be their talent. What I mean by that is they're creative in their work. They do something and in their work and what they actively do as a job, it contributes to their being creative. You know, you got people that are designers, interior decorators, people that design clothes. These are all things that showing you how to be creative when you design clothing. You know, people that are fashion, these people that are into fashion, and they make clothing and they put different things on clothes and make clothes a certain way. You know what I mean? Certain distinctive things they put on clothing. You know what I mean? That make people's clothes different and, you know, putting different outfits together. That's being creative. Believe it or not, I'm creative, you understand me, when it comes to fashion. What you see here is an example of creativity. This is an example of being creative right here. What I'm doing right here today. When I woke to bed last night, I woke up, I said I knew the colors I was going to put together. But I didn't know how I was going to put them together, you see. I didn't know I was going to put this tie with this. I didn't know I was going to, I didn't know where I was going to put this hairband. I didn't know I was going to put all this. When I got up, I got so many things to put together, so many clothes. I knew the suit, that's the basic thing I knew I was going to wear. I just knew the suit and the hat. From there, I came up with all these other things to go with it. You know, I said yellow, and I said boom, 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 and this and that, because I got so many ties, so many shirts, so many this, so many that. So it's like, it's being creative. Every time I'm being creative, that's my creativity. Is putting my clothes together, dressing, because that's a form of art. When I get dressed, it's a form of art. So you have to realize where your creativity lies. You see what I'm saying? Some people, they have bikes and they fix up their bicycles and do all that. That's being creative. Believe it or not, that's your creative talent. You got people, I remember when I was young coming up, I'd have a bicycle and I'd put balloons on it and put flashers and chrome on chrome and put fenders on. You know, I would what you call cap off or put extra stuff on a bicycle. Not realizing that was being creative to an extent at the time. And then when I got grown, I got older, I didn't want a regular car. When I got a Cadillac, I got a Del Capitale or something that was special, that was custom made. You know, custom, I wanted something different. I always wanted things different. I never was one to have things ordinary. I always was one that was extraordinary. My whole life I've been that way. And you know, that was my creative talent. I didn't realize it at the time that that's something to look upon, not to look down on. Because some people will see you and start laughing and call you a clown and all that. Don't pay those people no mind. You be your best you. That's what you do. If you like art, you like talent, you like flashy things, you like clothes that stand out and say something, that's your creative side. Don't be ashamed to express that. Some people are ashamed to wear loud colors. They wear black and gray, black, gray, and brown, black, gray, and brown. Okay, that's cool, because you're not into clothes. Clothes is not where your talent lies. Creating a picture on yourself is not what you're about. So we understand that. But that person that might wear that black or that brown might really put it down on art on the canvas. On the canvas, he can really draw. He can really print. He can really, put it together. So you got to look at the fact that it's creativity in all of us. There's a talent, hidden talent in each and every one of us. And it's up to us to actually discover that. If you haven't discovered it when you was young, or when you get older, when you're young, or a certain age, you realize some people wait till they go to jail or do something wrong, and then they find out, oh man, they was carving. They was making these clocks. They went to jail, they went to camp. They started making clocks and carving and doing it. And they were so happy, they felt so good that it was something that they did, and it was handcrafted, that they got out and they made big money at these art festivals and different things. And I know some people have done that. They went in and they didn't know nothing about nothing. They had time on their hands. Instead of them letting the time do them, they did the time and they made things and got creative and made clocks and artwork and just some beautiful work handmade. And it's a talent. That's a talent, and that's creativity. That's being very creative. And you can also make a living out of it on the side if you love doing it. Like most of these people, when they once got to doing it and got the joy of seeing the results of what they crafted with their hands and how they made it, they felt so good about it. As well as selling it, they did it when they wasn't selling. They just did it to do it. But they would sell it and make money on the side of having a job or career. It was a good hobby, something to do. And then you make money too. So it's like a lot of times, that's a double joy. You know what I mean? When you can do something that you like doing, and then you can make money off of it. And if not, you know what I mean, you can enjoy it for what it is. That's why people that sew, you got people that sew, and you know that can sew and make clothes and do all this stuff. That's being creative. See, you be creative. You know what I mean? When you sew and do different things, do stuff. You know what I mean? Because you can get some material and make an outfit the way you want it to be made. You know, when you can do that, make it the way you want it to be made. You put the splits in where you want the splits. You put like I got these epaulets on here, you know, on my shoulders. You know, you do all this creative stuff. That's being creative. You're doing something different than the ordinary. And your creative instincts in your mind projects towards you to make you feel good about it, because you realize that you have satisfied your creativity. That's within each and every one of us. Some people never realize they have that talent or the creativity, because they display that with negativity, negative things, instead of something positive. You know, like you got people that know how to, you know, hot wire cars and do all that type of stuff. Well, they can use that same talent that they do to do that, to do something positive and make something, you know, with their hands positive, something, you know, good. And it's just a matter of changing your attitude toward being creative. Creative is a positive thing that you do, creativity. So first of all, you have to be, like I say, PMA, positive mental attitude. You have to be on that page, first of all, to do anything that's good. Anything good, you got to have that good instinct. You got to feel good about yourself and then project good images. Because you can use clay. People like the kids, that's why when you're in school, they have you work with clay and make things. Some people can get with clay and make a bust of a person's head and make it perfect. You know, all these things are good for you. So you have to be creative toward having a positive, creative mind, which you have to instill when you're young, and do these things and make good results. Do things that make you feel good. Because sometimes people can be discouraged at a young age. They make something and people don't praise them. People don't say it's good. They don't give them the encouragement. When people are doing things and they're trying to be creative and do things along that line that's positive, encourage them, and they will find where their creativity lies. Encourage them. If they do that and they can't do the clay thing, then you give them something. They go to wood shop. You know, people go to wood shop when they go to school. In high school, when I went to high school, they had wood shop, and you can make all kinds of people making things in wood shop, and made all type of different things. You know, and you know, it's just like that's why they have those different classes they used to have. I don't know what they have now, because they don't have the funding for a lot of these things they used to have. But you know, people used to have cars. They had automotive shop where they'd go in there and they paint the cars fancy, cap them off, put bags. These are things that people do to be creative. When they do fix these cars up, and you see them, some people have that their hobby. They get an old car and they restore it and fix it up and make it really a hot rod and make it so precious, but they did it themselves. Man, that's being creative. When they do it themselves, they're using their creative mind to get something done. A lot of people don't realize that. That's being creative, creativity, which is something that you should really, really, really look up on, especially when you're young. When you're older, I'm not saying it's never too late. You know what I'm saying? It's just that you want to start finding your talents and doing it when you're young. When you have your full mental capacity. You know what I mean? When you're at your best mental capacity, you want to be able to do all these things. Because all these positive things that you do, because I'm going to tell you some things, you get your mind saturated with PMA, you do all these positive things, you read good books, you have good hobbies, you know, all this is what helps you have a balanced life. When you want to have a balanced, a well-balanced life, you do all these things that are positive, and you'll be happy without a lot of money or without any, without even a companion. You will get a companion because you're on the right path. That's just a bad. See, PMA brings all these good things to you. You do the right thing, then you're going to have a good attitude. You're going to feel good. You're going to be happy. When you must be happy, you understand me? Then you can make somebody else happy. You can share your life with someone and everything. See, it all works together. You understand? It starts from within you, within your mind. You understand me? When it starts from there, and then you take that elsewhere. But that's why I said that when you're young, You get a hobby, you find all these talents. You might get into an instrument and find out that that's what you like doing. Don't be scared to play the violin or play the piano, whatever it is. If you can do it, get the money or have people do it. If the kids are young, get them into doing all those things, because in the long run, it will keep them out of trouble, it will keep them happy, and it will keep them on a positive note. I know a lot of times we be raised in the ghetto and we don't have opportunity, your parents are not on that page. So it's difficult for you to imagine yourself achieving these different type of things. But anyone can achieve it. You go to the library and get in the books, study it, and then you can go to places where you can rent or where you can use instruments. They have programs where you can go take lessons. You know what I mean? Where you can, request you want lessons because you want to learn and you're poor, but you want to do this. People will help you. You go on Facebook or on these different sites, and you believe me, if you say you ask people to help you, and you trying to do something, you're a young person, and you're trying to be fun, go fund me, and you trying to get piano lessons, or you trying to get guitar lessons, or you trying to you believe me, they will help you. People will help you. That's why I say it's no excuse for achieving things in life if you go about it the right way. Don't steal, don't take, and don't do drugs, and don't sell drugs. You do the right thing, and right things will happen. You ask for people to help you with a GoFundMe on Facebook or on one of these sites that you young people are all on, and ask for, you want lessons, for piano lessons, you want somebody, people will volunteer and help you. This is what people do that have money, that they go to places and help the people that don't have money. This is what they do to give back. People give back, and if you're one of the persons that want to receive something that somebody gives, they will help you because you are a good person, and they will be saving a youngster from getting into the wrong activities. The thing about it is that a lot of these young people, they don't ask because they don't know that people will help them. You see, people will help them. When you're on the right track and you're doing positive things, people positive will help you. Positive people will help you. The only ones that won't help you are the ones that are haters and people like that, and you don't want to affiliate, you don't want to associate with them. But anybody that's helping, want to see you do good because they got grandkids, or they got kids, or they've been around people, and they're a good person. They may not have the opportunity when they were coming up. They may not have had that opportunity. But they're in a position now in their life so that they can help you, because that's what they want to do. The people want to help people that are really want to help, that are really doing good and really want some good help. People want to do that. This is what the real cause of things are all about. You got people like Tyler Perry. You got people like, you know what I mean, Chance the Rapper. All these people from different places. You know what I mean. That if you wrote them a letter and asked for some assistance, that you needed an instrument, you asked enough people that are successful, and you sent them letters, or organizations, you sent them letters and told them what you wanted. Man, you'd be surprised how much help you get. If you're really sincere and you really need some, and you write it out what you need, people will help you. People that are millionaires that have a lot of money, waiting to contribute and help somebody that's in need, they would love to help somebody positive. They don't want to help people that are scamming and people that are misusing people and doing all that. But people that are on the right track, that are trying to do the right thing, there's no excuse. They will not be neglected, and they will not be doing, not in these days and these times. There's no excuse. When you say I'm black and I can't get ahead, no, that don't work nowadays. That's what people used to do and say when I was coming up, because when I was coming up, it actually was hard for a black man. It really was hard. So we didn't have the choices we have today. People weren't trying to help you like they are today. You got Tyler Perry, you got Obama, you know what I mean? You got Michelle Obama. You got all these people that are in position, that are an example for you to follow their footsteps, to be somewhere. And if you write them a letter and down below, you're trying to be a positive person. You're trying to go to school. You're trying to, you don't have money to get a violin or a guitar or piano, play the piano. You might just want the lessons. You don't necessarily need the actual piano. You just want the lessons so you can play when you once get good and everything. Then eventually somebody will give you a piano. It all comes in time. But you have to be patient. But first you have to learn the trade, learn the thing that you want to be good at. When you once get good, then the other things will come to you. But you have to know what you want and go after it. You know what I mean? It will come. When you once know what you want, you will get it. The point is, a lot of people, don't even try. They be negative. They don't try. As far as they go, as they see somebody on the corner selling drugs, riding in a new car, doing something. And then the kids get influenced by that. Because all that square stuff that takes time and patience, people ain't doing it. Especially black people in the ghetto, they're not doing that. You know, a lot of white people ain't doing it. What I'm telling you is what you do if you really want to get ahead. You know what I mean? You ask for help, but you ask for the right people. That way you don't rob, you don't steal. You do things legally, you do things right. If you're going to get good grades in school and you're a young person, that's all you have to do is concentrate on being smart in school, and everything will come your way. And people will help you when they see you on the way to being a contribution to society. They know that you're going to be a future leader in this world, and they will be glad to help you. Because what we want is to have a better generation in our future. We want our future, we want better kids. We want people that are positive. There's only a few. There's not a whole lot. There's a chosen few of young people, minorities, that are trying to really get ahead and do the right thing. I'm not trying to talk about ones that are trying to take the shortcut, smoking weed, rapping, and doing all that. I'm talking about ones that are really trying to do the right thing in a square way, which I mean is go to school, take the hobbies, play an instrument, you know, do things right, which we used to call square back in the day. You know what I mean? Well, it is square, but square is the right way to be right now. I'm telling you, that's the only way to be happy and successful without any pitfalls or any downfalls. Because when you try to take the shortcut, that's what you get, a shortcut, and you get deprived of your future because you end up going to jail, and you may get out of jail, but then you might end up your life be ruined. Different things happen to you. Your mind is never the same. Because when you once go to jail, you know what I mean, you're getting a second chance at a first class life. You may not get that because everybody's not strong enough to overcome that. So you have to really concentrate on doing what's right. And what I mean by doing that, is you have to really listen. Even if your parents are not the ones that you see how they do when they're living, and you want to live better, then don't follow your parents' way. Because they did the best they could at their time. They may not have the opportunity you had. Some of these parents came out in the 80s with crack and all that. They was dealing with that crack. They were caught up in the epidemic. You're not. You're in the age where they had a black president. You got, you know what I mean? You got a black vice president. You got opportunities now that black people and minority people have never had. We had the successful march for, you know, the liberation and the opportunity, you know what I mean, for George Floyd to get a proper, you know, to get that murder trial properly, get that conviction on that white man. You know, these times back then we couldn't get that kind of justice. Now is really the best time to be a minority than in our whole lifetime in the past. So don't use that as an excuse now. Use that as a leverage to get ahead and to be the best you can be. Because you have an easier time to be the best you can be young now than it did when I was young. And I'm not using that as an excuse. I did what I had to do and I happened to make it out of the other end. But a lot of people didn't and a lot of people don't. So I'm telling you that be creative, reach down into your creativity locker and really, really, really learn something and be the best you can be. You understand? Because, you know what I mean, you have to be creative. Creative is a part of being positive, and it all goes with education and all that, all the whole package. You want the whole successful package because that's what goes with it. That's why when you go to college, when you go to school, they give you a lot of subjects. They give you a lot of things so you can exercise all parts of your mind and keep you on the right track. It's all a growing experience. You want to be well-bodied, mind, body, and soul. You know, you want to develop your whole you, your mind, body, and your soul is what you want to do. And that's why I say that the best thing you can do is be the best you can be. You know, and by doing that, you have to realize, you understand me, that it's not easy, you understand me. It's not going to be easy, nothing easy, but it's the earlier you start, the younger it is that you start doing it, and you develop the habits of doing these things, the easier it will be. It will be automatic when you wake up down the line. You know, just like me dressing and doing all that. It's hard for people to dress and get dress up even once a week or whatever, they go to church or whatever. It's hard for people to do that. But like with me, I do it every day, so it's easy. Anything you do repetitiously becomes easily. So what you do is You create a habit, you understand me? You create a positive mental habit of doing a certain thing every day that's positive. And then it will become easier, and you will feel better about yourself for doing it, and you will be better as you do it. You know what I'm saying? And it will make you a better person. You know, and you'll be the best you can be, and you will be happy. Believe it or not, this is ingredients to being happy. You know what I'm saying? These ingredients that I give you, creativity, is one of the recipes, one of the ingredients in being happy is creativity. So you want to really, really, really execute and apply that. Because I never took that by itself and just took creativity by itself and told you how to use it to your advantage and use it to your best of your ability. But now I'm telling you this today because I want you to be great in all ways, you understand? And that's why I say this. I'm not one to speak about the game. I might have came from the fast life, but now I'm living a better life. You know what I'm saying? I had a second chance and a first class life. A lot of people don't realize they don't take advantage of that. They live life and they stay stuck in one life. What I mean by that is often on drugs here, this and that, and they just stay in one page. They don't never try to reach out, branch out, and take it to another level. That's why life, if you have done bad and you made a mistake, you can still be great. Because that's one mistake. That's what makes you a mistake. That's a mistake you made. When you make a mistake, don't make that mistake be you. That's just a mistake you made. You let that mistake stay where it was at, and you go on and be great. You see? And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They're not the mistake that they made. The only time you're the mistake is when you become in your mind, and your mind fixes up to where you think everything bad is you, everything negative is you. No, when you decide to be a mistake, then that's on you. But you're not a mistake, and it's never too late to get out of that mistake state of mind and be great. And that's what I'm preaching being great, because I want to see you be the best you can be. Because if you be the best you can be, then you're going to be in victory. Victory is all you're going to know, and you will win. And that's all I'm trying to let people know, you understand me, that the recipe for winning is in you. Whether you use it or not, all these ideas and all this is in you. You understand me? This is all inside you. All you have to do is practice, practice. Don't be scared to go outside your comfort zone and do other things. You know what I mean? Other type of things. You know, like riding horses. Some people don't never ride a horse. They never been in the country, no. They used to have riding stables, get on a horse and rode. I rode a horse 3 times. I'm going to do it again, believe it or not. I'm going to do things that I did a long time ago, I'm going to do now. Even though I can't, you know, I got minor health issues when it comes to, you know, different things. But I'm going to do what I can do because I can do it when I can do it. I'm not going to let it hold me back. I'm going to be the best I can be in all aspects of life. You understand me? Because, hey, I look at it like this. I'm 69, but I'm still putting it down. And I'm going to live as long as I can. I'm going to live strong. And I'm going to live my best life and be the best I can be. You understand me? And, hey, one day at a time, just as I'm blessed, be blessed. And be, you know, me and my Queen Beverly, give her another shout out, because we are heart attached as we are blessed. You understand me? We dress as we're blessed because we're heart attached. You know what I mean? And it's like, hey, you know what I mean? You gotta be thankful when you got somebody good. You gotta appreciate them and do for them like you do for yourself. A lot of people don't want to do that. They be selfish. They think about themselves. No, don't let that come from selfish, but just you'll be by yourself. So think of that. If you want to be selfish, you'll end up by yourself. So that's why I realize that I'd rather be with someone and share my life with them and be honest and be truthful and be understanding than be by myself. You know what I mean? Having what I thought I had, but be riding around by myself. You know, you can have new cars, you can have all this stuff, but if you by yourself and you ain't got nobody to share all these nice things with, it's fun. Whatever you have, when you got somebody nice and beautiful and somebody you're proud to be with and you share this joy with, that's the epitome of life. That's what life's all about. It's not to be by yourself. They say a lot of old players used to, you know, they end up by themselves on drugs in a one-room hotel. No, I know that if you look at things that way in your mind and you stay stuck on one page, you'll be that way if you stay negative. You know, I had an uncle like that. He stayed on you know, on a negative page all his whole life. And he made me realize that I didn't want to be like him, because they told me different things. He was always good, and he was my favorite uncle, and he really was this and that when he was young and all that. But as he got older, I seen how he ended up, and I said, no, I'm not going to end up like that. I said, I want to be like that, but I want to end up like he started out. I want to end up on a high note. I want to end up polished and sharp. You understand me? And with a positive attitude and all that. So I know you got to practice that. You got to stay razor sharp. You can't be caught up in no diseases, no drinking, no drugs, because these are the things that steal your joy and they steal your happiness. Because when you high, you think you run in the world, but then when you come down, you're on the ground. So it ain't no good. So I'm gonna let you know that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna sign out. This is International Red Fashion Experience. I'm gonna let you go with that one. You understand me? And this is the Fashion Experience. Over and out.